Advent Health is honored to partner with the Hope Coalition to sponsor the 2021 Week of Hope. While this year's event is virtual due to the pandemic, the message remains the same. Your life is precious, and it is the sincere prayer of Advent Health that you would feel whole and avoid the dangers of substance abuse. We're grateful to the team at the Hope Coalition for their tireless work in our community to help those impacted by addiction. We're also grateful to all the speakers for this year's event for their willingness and courage to share such powerful testimonials. Please know, our team at Advent Health Hendersonville loves each and every one of you and is committed to keeping you safe. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this very special event.
Hi, my name is Julie Honeycutt. Some of you know me and are familiar with my stories. Others don't, so let me introduce myself. I'm the director of Hope Coalition, a new name for what used to be Hope RX. Hope RX started the We Are Hope Week in 2015. I'm also a mom to 4 amazing kids, 4 who went to school right here in Henderson County. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Our oldest son went to East High School. He finished pretty much near the top of his class. He went to UNC Chapel Hill just after turning 17, graduated with honors, went on to grad school at Columbia University, and he graduated as a Presidential Management Fellow. He's now working and living in San Francisco, a few doors down from Mark Zuckerberg. Our oldest daughter graduated from Hendersonville High School, and she got her degree at UNC Chapel Hill as well, and she's currently traveling as a production supervisor for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s series called Lost Speedways. I'm keeping her dogs Sully and Bougie right now while she's on the road. Our youngest son went to Hendersonville High. Is still on the Wall of Fame somewhere in the building. He was homecoming king, he went to NC State University, and he's now a Black Hawk command pilot stationed at Fort Polk. You may have also seen him flying his paramotor over Hendersonville on occasion. It's a big paragliding wing and a motor strapped on his back way up in the sky. Our youngest daughter went to Hendersonville High, played soccer, was incredibly talented and kind to all, but she died of a prescription opiate overdose at the age of 20. She was just as amazing as her siblings, but her brain got hijacked by addiction. Her name was Anna. Anna had the same exact potential as her siblings until drugs overshadowed and took her future away. And it didn't happen overnight. Anna walked the same halls you walk in, and she sat in the same seats. She may have even used some of the same textbooks and had the same teachers you have today. She was like you. Her descent into drug use was a slow fade that started fairly innocently from drugs that were legally prescribed to her for what was most likely normal teenage angst. Anti-anxiety meds were prescribed to help her cope when she was 16. They were prescribed, so they must be safe. Anti-anxiety meds, also called benzodiazepines, calm you down. They're supposed to help you function, but now we know they are also very addictive, something no one told us when they were initially prescribed. 2 routine surgeries on top of that, wisdom tooth extraction, and a tonsillectomy resulted in prescriptions for pain medication pills that would ultimately become Anna's drug of choice. Pain meds became a way for Anna to try and escape reality, and she became hooked very quickly. Studies show that 5 days is all it takes to become dependent on an opioid. 5 days and you're hooked. Think about that. Because once you're hooked, it is all your body thinks about. You need more and more to maintain the high. And unfortunately, it didn't take long for Anna's prescription use to descend into illicit use. Drugs like heroin and fentanyl that are even more lethal since Anna's death are on our streets right here in Henderson County. And people are dying. Far too many young people who thought they could handle trying a drug only to become hooked are dead. Let me tell you about Anna's best friend and boyfriend in high school. His name was Daniel. Like Anna, he was one of 4 siblings, all very bright and with promising futures. One of his sisters was homecoming queen one year at Hendersonville High, and his older sister graduated from Stanford Law School. Another sister served in the Coast Guard. Daniel was super smart and talented as well. He especially loved to cook and would make Italian dinners for us and bring us tasty creations to sample. But Daniel also lost his way and became addicted to prescription pain medications. It didn't happen overnight either, so it wasn't easy to see it unfold. That's the thing about becoming addicted. You don't always see the signs right away. It is a slippery slope. It's easy to overlook and think it's maybe just a mood swing, just an off day, just normal teen issues. We didn't know Daniel was even using when he was around us. By the time we finally realized Anna was in trouble, we were scrambling to get help, to send her to rehabs and detox centers, anything that would help her get better. It was a roller coaster of revolving doors and unsuccessful attempts at treatment. Daniel would leave the picture to deal with his own problem, because addiction takes you away from your family, your friends, and even though you are using with, nothing and no one means anything anymore, just the drug. After Anna passed, Daniel would fortunately find treatment that worked for him. He became sober and he did very well in recovery, even entering the culinary program at AB Tech. He was so proud of his chef's uniform and hat, and he was excelling in his classes. Life was so promising until we got the call. 4 years after Anna passed away, Daniel would also die. An overdose of fentanyl, that one injection Daniel thought he could handle the evening before taking exams the next day. Just that one time to get him through the stress, but it would be heroin laced with a lethal dose of fentanyl, and he would not survive. It's hard to look at pictures of Anna and Daniel together and not think about how they have both been erased from this earth because of drugs. It's devastating to think neither one of them are here with us today, and there is forever an empty seat at our family tables just for them. When Daniel died, Anna's dad was asked to speak at his funeral. It wasn't an easy decision, but I'm glad that he agreed to do it. I want to share with you a few things he said that day. Let me just begin by saying that no father likes any boy that wants to date his teenage daughter. It wouldn't be natural to welcome him with open arms, not for a long time anyway. We first met Daniel when he showed up at Anna's hospital room during a time she was struggling with anxiety and depression. She was just 16 years old. Daniel sat with her for hours on end, and he became a true friend. Anna would tell us he understood her like no one else could, but even then we were suspicious because we knew how fragile Anna was. But Daniel was sensitive, and he was kind. He helped Anna through this rough patch, and they became very close. Not just for a few weeks, but for a few long years. They were inseparable. They were each other's first true love. Things were not always easy. There were challenges. We tried to help both of them navigate through their issues the best we knew how, and it wasn't easy. Life is difficult enough without the web of addiction. Unfortunately, their struggle with addiction is what ultimately separated them. When Anna died in 2010, we knew Daniel was still struggling. We kept in touch with him when we could, and we were really encouraged to find that Daniel had entered a long-term treatment program and was on the road to recovery. There was renewed hope. A few years ago, we picked Daniel up on a Sunday and we spent the day with him. We went to Rocky's Hot Chicken Shack, and then we walked around the River Arts District in Asheville. We shared many memories of Anna, and we talked about his future. We were encouraged he was doing so well. We never dreamed that we would get the call that Daniel too had lost his battle, but it came, and now we are here memorializing yet another beautiful child slain on this battlefield. It is a devastating loss, Our children are statistics of a generation ravaged by addiction. It is pandemic in our nation, in our state, and in our very own town. We stand with Daniels and so many other families who know that our children are so much more than the struggles they faced. They were beautiful, energetic, intelligent, artistic, kind, and sensitive souls. Their lives had tremendous potential and they gave what they could. They did not intend to be lost to such a powerful force, one that was greater than life itself. It has been said that a short life is not an incomplete life. We hold to these words. We believe Anna's short life had purpose, and now Daniel's has as well. His life will continue to pierce our hearts and cause us to know that we can make a difference. He closed by speaking some words of grace to Daniel's family. Another family sitting before him just trying to fathom how they would go on without their only son. So let me close with this. Please think twice before you try any drug or substance. Be aware that it is a slippery slope into addiction, something you may never recover from. If you know someone that is already using, talk to them. Talk to your family, your friends, your classmates. Be there for the one who is struggling and feels hopeless. Offer a lifeline of understanding without judgment. Reach out and offer to find help for them. Be kind, guys. It's a tough world and we need each other. And if you need help, please do not isolate and withdraw. Reach out. Trust me, you are not alone. It has been said that addiction's best friend is isolation. Please, now more than ever, let's make sure addiction doesn't have any friends.
Hi, this is Dr. Geiser, and I work with the Hope Coalition. After watching the videos and seeing some of the images from our presenters, you might feel the need to reach out and look for community resources. You can reach out to the Hope Coalition via our Instagram at Hope Coalition HC, or you can reach out to us on our website at elementsofhope.org. Please remember that addiction is 100% preventable and 100% treatable. Thank you.